وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل فقد فاز المتقون، وأذكركم ونفسي بقول الله تبارك وتعالى: إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار، ذلك الفوز الكبير. إن بطش ربك لشديد، إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد، وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد. هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب، والله من ورائهم محيط، والله من ورائهم محيط، والله من ورائهم محيط. بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ، والله من ورائهم محيط. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Him with His divine power to bring peace and to take the fear and the starvation and the torture away from our brothers and sisters everywhere on earth, specifically in China, who are living under the hammer of injustice and hate and discrimination and racism. Why? وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَنْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ. Their only claim is that they are Muslims, and the Muslim world as usual in silence. Around the world, they decided to make this Friday the International Khutba Day for greatest we can do is to make dua also in our death. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَتَلُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمَ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ. Those people who tortured the believers, male and female, and then they did not repent. Some of them repent when they realize they are under Pharaoh. But once we know the truth, we should not submit to Pharaoh anymore. They did repent. And if they don't, Allah is after them. Even if they cause shuhada, martyrs, to fly to Jannah, male and female. This is the test and the temptation of our brothers and sisters in China. It's very heavy and very hard. The last few Fridays we have been going through individual suffering and struggle and hardship of being a father and mother. But today I will wrap it up and go into the social and the collective suffering the Muslims are facing on day-to-day basis. If we cannot do anything, we can make dua. We never know whose dua will be heard by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it matters a lot. We were talking last Fridays about the hardship of being a father and the hardship of being a mother. Every day we have topics to cover, and we never run out of them. It is only a matter of choosing something that will match with the current affairs, something that we live every day, and we walk it in every walk of life. But I want to wrap it up today, inshallah, and with that, we will become new children to our parents, we will become new parents to our children, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I swear by the parents and by what they gave birth to. وَوَالِدٍ وَمَا وَلَدَ. You can put yourself in the place of the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. It's very hard to know some of the problems unless we live in their time. But can you imagine Nuh alayhi salam after so long, فَلَبِثَ فِيهِمْ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ إِلَّا 50 عَامًا فَأَخَذَهُمُ الطُّوفَانُ. He spent time with them 950 years in hardship, and only 50 years later, it was at ease after the flood. This long struggle, can you imagine him in the ark, looking at the believers, but he's missing someone. He's missing his son. He knew his wife, and Allah told him, she will not be among those who will be saved, because she betrayed the contract of being loyal to your husband and remain a female that a real man can protect, but you cannot protect who you cannot control. She was out of control. And when you are out of control, a man cannot protect you anymore. A father cannot protect you anymore. But what about my son? You know, some people in your life, they become like the vacuum, sucking the happiness out of you. Pull the plug. Noah alayhi salam did not want to pull the plug. His son was supposed to be running after the father, but instead, the father was running after him. And you know the emotional ties between parents and their children. They will protect them or die trying. Nuh alayhi salam stayed hopeful to the last minute, and he did not want to pull the plug. Because once you pull the plug, the vacuum cannot suck anymore. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pulls the plug. And Nuh alayhi salam said, Rabbi inna bni min ahli, wa inna wa'adaka al-haq, wa anta ahkamul hakimin. Oh my Lord, you promised to save my family, and my son is from my family. And your judgment is the most accurate, of course, I believe in that. قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Nuh alayhi salam, he is not from your family. إنه عمل غير صالح. إنه عمل غير صالح. Your son did something that's not good. Oh my son, what else I don't know about you? What are you doing behind me? I don't know, but Allah knows. And Allah told Nuh alayhi salam, don't announce him like your son anymore. You know who are your children? Those who obey you. Those who are in the ark. And Nuh alayhi salam did tawbah, and he accepted for the flag to be cold, because that is Allah's decision. But it is interesting for us to hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling Nuh alayhi salam, there is something you don't know about your son. He is not truthful to you. He is not honest with you. You cannot trust him. Sometimes we are destroyed because we show our parents very beautiful image of ours, but behind the scenes, we are someone different. Only Allah knows who we are. And in that way, we don't want to pull the plug, but Allah will do it the way He did it. But can you imagine Nuh alayhi salam sitting in the ark, but his son is absent? And remember the emotional ties between him and his son. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala steps in, our emotion, our love will become vanity. It becomes useless. Because Allah made the judgment, it is over. وَقُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ. And the ark settled on the Mount of Jodi. And those people who disbelieved perished. No son was one of them. Why? Because he didn't listen to the Father. There is a lot I can share with you out of the Quran and out of experience in being so-called leader in Australia for 26 years now. I know the suffering of the parents. I spoke to some of the children. Some listened and some didn't. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always there for you and for your children. You never know what they will run into. They may run into storms that have blessing in it. A problem is a problem only when I don't learn out of it. But when we learn from the problems and get the lesson as a wake-up call, this storm is a blessing. And some people have to go through that storm, and then they will wake up. I know a father, again in Darwin, whose two sons were from the Sunday school kids, and we see them sitting as innocent children. They have grown up. And one of his sons killed the other son. So one of his sons now in the grave, and the other son in the prison for 25 years. Imagine. And maybe from this picture, you can see the way the Quran describes the condition of Musa's mother after her baby is gone away with the waves. وَأَصْبَحَ فُؤَادُ أُمِّ مُوسَى فَارِغًا إِنْ كَادَتْ لَتُبْدِي بِهِ لَوْلَا أَنْ رَبَطْنَا عَلَى قَلْبِهَا. She nearly gave up. And she wanted to scream, he is my son. Do whatever you want to do. I will not give up on my son. But Allah kept her fair. Remain silent. Remember the promise. He will be safe. He will come back to you unharmed. Not only that, you will look at him and there will be coolness in your eyes. he will become a prophet. He will try to save Fir'aun if Fir'aun accepts to be saved. This is a promise. But imagine that moment. Gave birth and has to get rid of the child. It has to be done. And home without the baby. What is happening to the heart? You can imagine now these two parents in Darwin. This happened around 5 years now. And they migrate to Australia looking for a better life for their children who survived the war and the problem and the hardship. But now they're sitting with empty hearts, broken hearts. My son killed my son. Habil killed Habil, like Adam alayhi salam. Seeing his son killing his son, it's very painful. Just like you are dead, because our children are ours, walking on different feet. وَإِنَّمَا أَوْلَادُنَا بَيْنَنَا أَسْبَابُنَا تَمْشِي عَلَى الْأَرْضِ لو هبت الريح على بعضهم لم تنعت عيني عن الغمض. Our children are our labor, our heart walking on earth. And when we see them, we see our heart, we see our labor. Can you live with your heart pulled out of you? No, we cannot. Except when they represent our children. We see them walk and we live behind them. لو هبت الريح على بعضهم. Even if the wind blew hard on them, we cannot go to sleep, worrying what happened to my son, what happened to my daughter. The suffering of the parents is something we cannot describe. But remember, never to give up. And children, remember, when your parents give you their time, they are giving you a portion of their life that they can never get back. Please don't make them regret. Don't break their heart. They are becoming older for you to become younger. And this boy was so good. As a kid, he said to his father, "Kam ya abi laka min yadin indi wa kam laka min athar. Anta alladhi rabbaytani wa ra'aytani mundu sighar. Here ya abi daynun alayhi sa'arudduhu 'inda al-kibar." Oh my father, I cannot count your blessings on me. I cannot count them. There are so many. Everything I touch or I am dealing with because of your effort. You are the one who raised me up and trained me to become who I am today. And you did everything for my growth and success. I owe you this. I will pay you back. عند الكبر. When I grow bigger and you grow older, I will pay you back. And the other, he said, أوجب الواجبات إكرام أمي إن أمي أحق بالإكرام حملتني ثقلا ومن بعد حملي أرضعتني إلى أوان فطامي ورعتني في ظلمة الليل حتى زال ضعفي واشتد لين عظامي فترعرعت ناشئا ثم قد صرت غلاما ولم أكن بغلامي فلها الحمد بعد حمد إلهي ولها الشكر في مدى الأيام. My biggest social responsibility in my life is to honor my mother. To honor my mother. Why? She deserves it more than anyone else. There are billions of women on this earth, but only one of them is my mother. Only one. She did not mind bearing me as a heavy thing in her for so long. And after that, she gave birth to me and went through the agony of birth, which is similar to the agony of death. Not only that, she carried me in her arms and breastfed me until my eyes became open to the biggest source of nourishing or provision of this dunya. And she didn't sleep some of the nights because of me. And in there he said, فَلَهَا الْحَمْدُ بَعْدَ حَمْدِ إِلَهِ. After I praise Allah And show my gratitude to him. I praise my mother and show my gratitude to her. وَلَهَا الشُّكْرُ فِي مَدَى الْأَيَّامِ. And as long I live, how many days is left for me on this earth? In each day, I will say to my mother, thank you, thank you, thank you. Some kids forgot this, they forgot her. She spent 20 years of her life to make sure she become a human being. And then another girl out there in 20 minutes brainwashed this young man who is 20 years old, and he forgot the mother's love. This is the true love. Love is no condition. To someone who he just met in 20 minutes, and she falls in love with him with condition for something, and the mother becomes buried in the so-called new fake love. It is not fake. And another one said something else. I could not, out of emotion, I could not store it in my mind, so I recorded that to read it to you. How kids talk about their parents. What this one said. Inshallah, we can do that next time because of the end of the time. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with his divine support, guide our children to be the extension of their parents, and end the suffering, and end the pain, and promise them the way Allah said, وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. In your death, pray for the mothers in China who are watching their children raped, killed, forced to eat the pig's meat, to drink wine, force their daughters to shave their hair. And if they have the time, they will put their hijab without hair on it. What will we do when Allah gave us freedom to have hair, and we decide to show it to Pharaoh, while our sisters, under the tyranny, they refuse to turn their back to their religion and their principles. وَيَوْمَ يُنَادِيهِمْ فَيَقُولُ ماذا أجبتم المرسلين فعميت عليهم الأنباء يومئذ فهم لا يتساءلون. When Allah will call on me and you and say to you, what was your response to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam? What will we say? بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم وجعلنا وإياكم من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا ان هدانا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. وبارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم انتصر للمستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم انتصر للمستضعفين في كل مكان. وعليك بالطغاة الظالمين فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا حي يا قيوم. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من شرور الظالمين ونجعلك في نحورهم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.